Okay, so I'm gonna do one more video here today. I really just want to do game videos and just do fun stuff and enjoyable stuff. But this is the world that we live in today under Biden, and 81 million voters, obviously, and under the Obama administration who runs Biden, but in our lives here in America. So they're gonna now allow them to have guns. What the hell? I can't believe this, the absurdity of this. The left, the bureaucracy, the progressives in Israel, man, they run that country, obviously. Netanyahu, I think he's so addled and constricted by how the left continually uses the courts to attack, Trump or whoever, Sarah Palin. They just went after. That's what Netanyahu was dealing with too. He was constantly being. They constantly threw one accusation after another in the courts because they believe in tyranny. If they can't go out and just take you and set you in a gulag, then they'll go ahead and use the court system, because the court system is a form of gulag that they can use openly, brazenly. Even if they get it wrong, they'll still just throw accusation after accusation at you in the courts. And I know Netanyahu was dealing with that all the time. And they were like finding loopholes, ways to accuse him of stuff. So he had to constantly defend himself and constantly be basically castrated from actually doing anything productive. That's what's happening with Trump. That's what happened with Palin. That's what happens with all kinds of Republican governors here in America. And that's what they do. They believe in adjudication and attacking you that way, the terror of the courts. Anyway, so I can't believe this. I'm reading this, that they just don't have, they really don't have access to guns. And here's what the guy's saying: this plan will take effect within 24 hours. Why not now? Why does it have to? What do you mean the 24 hours? Just now. This is pissing me off. Any citizen who meets detailed tests for carrying out a private arm due to self-defense and serving the security forces and is without a criminal or medical record will be required to undergo a telephone interview instead of physical interview, and will be able to receive permission to carry a firearm within a week. What the heck? This is pathetic. There was a scene in one of the Zulu movies I really love. Hollywood obviously depicts the white British colonizers, even back in the 80s, as kind of weaker, even though they kicked butt. But they showed like they were being attacked by the Zulus, and then the British officers was, the quartermaster was handing out the ammo boxes like, only take one, stay in an orderly line, and they're coming, and the scene of him trying to, and then eventually they just panicked and started grabbing ammo, but he was trying to like put him in a line and stay in order, even as they were like coming over the ridge. And this is ridiculous. I can't believe this. You might get a firearm within a week. Self-defense tests. Residents in eligible settlement, rifle veterans 07 and above, officers in the rank of lieutenant and above, and combatants in the rank of major and above in the IDF and security forces, service and special units, whatever. Well, okay. I can't believe this. So you got to be so in on the training that you... I don't know what the heck this even means. Any citizen who received a conditional permit to purchase a firearm and did not purchase a firearm during the 2023, and if that has expired, you'll be able to purchase a firearm now, without submitting another application. The exemption will apply to about 4,000 citizens. Well, that's not enough. I mean, this is the Democrats do too. And the left, they want applications, regulations. You got to fill stuff out. You got to go through their social workers, their clipboard people. You got to go through these gates of their people, and you got to be so nice if you don't offend them. Otherwise, they're going to take away your right to defend yourself. This is the left, man. Any citizen who deposited his weapon in the last 6 months due to failure to perform refresher training or renewal training will be able to receive his weapon back. This exemption will apply to about 1,800 citizens. So 1,800 citizens got their weapon removed, or they had to remove the weapon because they didn't get updated training. Updated training, real training means that the government controls the way you think about guns, the way you are. They'll change those tests to be all woke and pathetic and ineffective. In addition, starting next Tuesday. Why next Tuesday? Conditional permits to carry firearms will be issued with a permit allowing the purchase of up to 100 bullets instead of 50. 100 bullets instead of 50. These Muslim terrorists are running around with thousands of rounds. I mean, if not, 500 rounds. They only get to carry 100 rounds, and that 100 rounds, man, that's 3 magazines basically, 30 rounds each. You're gonna shoot that off in the first go. Before, the first wave of terrorists that run into your home will take your 100 bullets easily, and then they'll probably survive. Half of them will probably survive. This is crazy. You need thousands of rounds. All this in addition to the criteria change that should happen soon. Soon? This is what the hell is going on. No wonder I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. I am devastated. I've seen the videos. I watched the whole Ben Shapiro hour, and he showed some footage. And I remember Memory TV. I stopped watching them because it's so depressing to see all this Muslim TV stuff. But boy, the stuff that he showed from Memory TV and the Hamas gloating over the hostages they have, is just heart wrenching. I saw the children they had. They have children right now. They're torturing mentally, physically, spiritually, with their evil smiles. Right now, that's happening, and we as in the West are allowing it. We've allowed it, and this is allowing it. This is totally allowing it. These people were unarmed. I can't believe this. I can't believe Israel allowed them to be unarmed, or made them unarmed. And here in America, that's what we want to do. We want to unarm our citizens. Oh, it'll never happen here. It'll happen anywhere. It'll happen here because we have thousands of Muslims and foreign nationalists, Chinese, and everyone else that's the enemy of the U.S. The Democrats are letting them in. It's going to happen here. We're going to get, all it needs is 1,000 men that are armed in one city. We'll take it. This neighborhood, 1,000 men only needs 5 to come into my home and take, no matter how armed I am, if 5 of them are armed with weapons coming into my home, they'll win. And they can easily stop the police. They just roadblock a few streets here in LA, and the police are stuck. And then the police are being defunded anyway. The police are weak. They won't come to help. This is crazy. Because it can happen here too. And we're here in LA, especially, we're being disarmed. We have loophole after loophole after loophole. The Democrats are creating that we can't get ammo, we can't get weapons. The weapons are castrated. They can't, the magazines. They're trying to lock everything in the gun, so you can't even use it. This is crazy. Not crazy actually. It's very biblical. But look at this. This is crazy. Also, another thing about the Islam, and this is a quote from Netanyahu. When I heard it on David Rubin talking to the Rubin Report. I know he's gay and all that, but him and Megyn Kelly do a really good job of talking about subjects that I'm interested in. But anyway, he's talking to a Jewish guy in Israel, and the guy said Netanyahu's quote, and I'm sure I've heard this before too, that the Israelites have rockets to protect their women and children. The Israelites have rockets to protect their women and children, the Iron Dome, whatever. The Muslims, the Hamas, they have rockets. They have women and children to protect the rockets. They have women and children to protect their rockets. Islam believes in the human shield, absolutely believes in human shield, and believes in human sacrifice, just like every pagan believes in human sacrifice. And when they shoot at the Israelites, they then push up their women and children, because remember they have 4 wives and 20 children. I mean, they don't care. They put them up. They don't have an actual connection with their wife or with their children. They pull up their wives and children, and then the Israelites shooting back killed their wives and children. They put their rockets in schools and hospitals so that when the Israelites attack back, the women and children are killed. The Hamas terrorist leaders live amongst women and children. They absolutely live, and they make sure the women and children are surrounding them, so that when they're attacked, they can show the women and children being killed. And then they have criers come, paid or trained criers come and cry during the, when the media comes and takes the photos and videos and stuff. They purposely sacrifice their children to do this, to show to the West, who then capitulate and surrender. So the West, the capitulators are going to seek a ceasefire after Israel goes in and bombs a bunch of places and kills women and children, because the Hamas are putting women and children where the targets are. Then the capitulators and of the West, the progressives, are going to use that to then, war crimes against Israel. War crimes against Israel. They're going to use that against Israel so that they can stop the war, ceasefire. They're going to force Israelite to do another ceasefire so that Hamas can then rebuild and attack again and start this all over again. They're going to do that. They're going to, instead of obviously the tactic, the real success is that if Israel actually takes them out of that land, anyone that doesn't leave right now, if they don't leave right now, then they're going to be killed. That's the way it should work. But that's not, obviously that's not going to happen. And then the whole of Gaza should be taken over by Israel completely. And no Muslims should be allowed in. They should get rid of the Muslims that are in Israel, because they believe in killing Jews. That's what Islam means. How many Christians and Jews live in Islamic regimes right now? As free citizens, as equal citizens, that can speak out, or no, they can't. They're not free. They're slaves there, if they even live there. They certainly live in hiding. So they're going to use human shields to get as many deaths as they can, and then get the capitulators here in the West as their alliance of, to castrate the West again, and Israel. And God's going to be like, did you call out to me? I know that many do, but the nations, the leaders of it, I don't know. Or anyway, calling out to God is one thing, but actually following God's laws and following His commandments as the nation of Israel is another, and they're not doing that for sure. We know that. And that's because of the capitulators. The capitulators, the progressives, are undermining Israel, and they're undermining the West purposely. In their hearts they are. They have to. They don't have a choice. They think they have a choice, but they don't. They all believe the same crap. Sex outside of marriage, abortion, homosexuality, and sexual perversity. They all think the exact evolution, environmental, global climate change. They all believe the exact same tenets. They're all independent-minded. Yeah. Independent-minded. They all addicted to pornography, perversity. They're all into that. All, grooming children. They think they're all independent-minded, but they all yet believe in the exact same thing. We Christians believe in the exact same thing. Well, actually we don't. It's pretty pathetic. But our exact same thing is the Bible. If we would only believe in the exact same thing, but we don't. Many of them believe in what the left believes in. But the left all believe in the exact same thing. Even those that are like Islam and Hindu, same thing. Hindu believes in evolution, reincarnation. That's evolution. Islam, well, they believe in creation, sort of, but whatever. They don't really. They certainly believe in everything else. That they believe in rape. They believe in treating unbelieving women like animals, and that's what they're doing. They believe in deception. Another lame video. It is amazing how I do have the luxury of ignoring this and then acting free and comforty and in my life with technically no fear of being attacked. Although I do live in a fear here in Hollywood. We all do. But at the same time, I can sort of buckle down and hide myself in my home, but not in Israel. And I can't believe they're not armed. I assume they were because of the draft and because of their being surrounded by the enemy, but they're not. And I'm like, boy, the progressives are way more powerful and pervasive in the Israel than I realized. And of course they're going to be attacked. And the Hamas knows this. They know they're not armed. That's why they know they gotten away with this, and they easily got away with it. It's just incredible. And this is throughout history. Islam will do this, or criminals. Drug people, drug dealers. California is very. The criminals know they can get away with it because of the capitulators, the progressives, the Democrats are disarming us and disarming the police, and we're very weak here in California. Incredibly weak. We're susceptible to invasion or an attack. For sure. I thank God that I have my wife and my daughters, but they're not safe here. So I don't know. It's like random luck in a sense. I'm praying to God that my family will be safe, but I don't know. It's up to God, not me. And the way this land is, I already know I need to leave California. I already know that. So it's kind of on me if something bad happens. Okay, well, man, in the game of life, roll holy dice.